Alright, guys. This is Ryan with RS Rolling Classics. We're back here with Grumpy. Who's like showing off Grumpy? So this is Grumpy. Yeah. Alright. So, this thing's 20 years old. Well, maybe not 20. Yeah. Hey, this is my GMC. It's got the old Vortex 4200. You know how much you love your vehicle and how much blood you want to spill over getting this thing done. Like the last time you saw, I was able to tap that thermostat out. And there it is now. So, that's just orient the hose, that's all that is. Alright, so the top bolt came out. If you remember, the bottom one snapped off in the last video. I was able to put a hole in it and tap it. I talked about how I did that. Yeah, future reference. If you ever get on these old bolts, straight on. Make sure you're straight on these damn things. Okay, so why am I showing you this? Well, I have the old one on there, kinda. I didn't know if I was going to have to modify the holes on that assembly, that where the hose connection goes into the block, because the one that snapped is underneath that. And then we pan all the way back up here. I had to take out a bunch of stuff. I wasn't sure how much I may have had to modify that housing for the thermostat, because I didn't know how close the hole was that I tapped. If it had been off just a little further, I would have had to modify the hole and make it larger, and then they don't give you a whole lot of room on the lip of the housing to make it made up. I actually have the one inside here. So, I'm so wore out with this thing. So there's the holes. Now, if I tapped it, this is the new assembly. Those holes, I would have had to probably modify one of them, the one that I drilled, because maybe I didn't hit perfect center. I'm reaching way down in there. But I got it close enough to the center where I tapped it that I tried the old one and it fit. And as long as these two holes, or these two, the new one and the old one, line up, we're going to be okay. But I wanted to make sure. And if I was going to modify one, I was going to modify the old one. And then if I screwed up or figured out a better way to do it, I could still have the new one to transfer over any modifications I had to make to get that bolt to get through the housing and into the block. I tried, but this battery case, that's the battery case, sits right here. And if you notice, Those two bolts are buried underneath that overhang, which were kind of rusted on. You can still see the rust. There's no way. I even tried taking the light out, but in the end, there was just no way getting at those. But I might still try to do it, maybe putting the thing together, but I need a hell of a wobble because I'm never going to get a straight shot onto those wobble head sockets. Anyway, or even a universal socket swivel. But I had to take the battery box out. I did find out that the holes lined up enough that I couldn't get my elbow down in here where this battery box was to help get my hand or my arm strung up underneath here. I don't bend that way, and I have big fat arms. I can't get in there. Anyway, that's where I'm at. It does work without having to modify it. But guys, just for future reference, you don't screw up like I did. I'll admit when I screw stuff up. I wish I would have taken the time to make sure I had a solid bite on that bolt, a straight shot where it wasn't twisting and bending, and I was applying full torque straight on and not on an angle, and I probably would have had better luck getting that bolt out, but instead I snapped it. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to take this off, clean everything up. I'm going to goop up that corner. They have an O-ring that sits in there. Of course, it's the old one from the old assembly, which I'm not going to use, of course. But this is part of the gasket set. But if I want to make sure that, because if I didn't line it up right or just a little bit off, I do all this for nothing and it leaks. So, especially where I dug the hole out, it may be just a light bit of sealant, high temp sealant around that O-ring just to help it out. So, let's cross our fingers. You had to take everything out, even the battery basket. So please, if you're going to do this job, make sure you're square on that bottom nut. I don't care whatever it takes. If you got to do what I just did, take the battery box out and take all their stuff out to prevent you from even snapping that bolt, it's worth it, because in the end, you snap it, you got to tap it, and you're still going to end up taking all this other junk out just to get the battery box out and take the damn horn assembly out, too. I mean, that was blocking, so there's just so much stuff. Anyway, wish me luck. My next video, you'll see I should be okay. Ryan with RS Rolling Classics Lake Geneva, signing off.